Hi there! I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Priscilla, and I represent Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in Spring Hill, Florida. These are my tools. I've attempted to do this video before, and I'm going to attempt to do it again. We're going to show a little swipe. We're using a 12 by 16 inch canvas today because it's the best one to fit under my camera, quite honestly. And I'm going to show you my favorite tool, and then I'm going to pack the rest of these over where they are going to be available to me if I so choose to use them. That is my skewer stick, what's left of it anyway. And so these are the containers I bring home from the restaurant or the deli or whatever, and they're great to mix some paint. And this is today's cotton rag. It has a hem, if I can get it out there. It's the bottom of a t-shirt. It's not very wide, but it is just wider than the surface we're going to work on. And it's damp, and I've wrung it out. This is yesterday's piece of art that I tried to make a video of, and it didn't succeed. So now we're going to do it again. I don't know if it's going to be the same. Chances are good it won't be, but it will be a swipe. Say goodbye to that. And say hello to this. My main operation function is to make zigzags instead of stripes when I want to make my swipes. Today I started with my favorite color just because I can. Here's what my little tool does. Make a nice even stripe. I'm a little nervous after failing at this yesterday, but I think we can probably get past it. I'm just going to keep squeezing out colors that I like. I have another thing I want to do, but I think I'm going to have to save it for another time. I've cut a t-shirt, hemmed t-shirt piece that's uneven, because I'd like to see what happens when we pull a swipe with an uneven edge swipe piece tool. I call them swipe tools. Okay, so as we go over here to the edge, I'm going to knock off some of the paint that's on that. I hate wasting paint, and we're going to want that edge covered anyway. It's not imperative, you can do it later. There's no need for perfection. It's a swipe. It's going to do what it wants to do. Here's my favorite tool, the rag I use to wipe off my tools. That comes in amazingly handy. Now, I had somebody tell me they just love turquoise, but this is a color I don't use very often. It's a little bit on the thick side. But I don't think it really matters when you're swiping. I guess we'll find out together. Wrong tool. I lost this tool today before I started. I was like, really? My favorite tool? I want to make a video? Oh, that's a great color, isn't it? Wow, love that color. I can't believe I haven't used it so much before now. And I'm going to put something contrasting in because we're hoping to make cells pop. I'm going to use a little more of that again. Slightly different shade, not very much. One of them is metallic and one of them is not. And because I love this green, oh, that's nice. It's not coming out with a unmixed portion at the top, which I always appreciate. It happens. I pre-mix my colors with Floetrol, but I use no silicone, and that's what I love about swipes. That means that I can finish these at some point in time. I think I better move that over. As I recall, you're over here. And use my wipe rag again. And where is my turquoise? There we go, right there. These are pretty. I'm loving this. I tried to be original. Now I'm just going to do what I want. And maybe I should get on with it. That would be good, wouldn't it? Add a little black in there for interest. And usually I add some white to make the catalyst. There is no perfection. I'm not trying for perfection. I'm just trying to make something that'll work out right. I'm expecting these to just sort of blend together. That's a color shift paint. I'm just going to fill in my little gaps. Try and disperse things somewhat evenly so when I pull them up they're similar. Yeah. Just do something random because I can, and I like to make the rules up as I go along. And I like things that pop. I like bright colors, obviously. If you've been following me at all, you know that by now. I'm still nervous. I was shaking yesterday and I'm shaking today. I think we can go for a little more of this. It's a great color. Finish up with that. I am getting a little low on gold. And I've evidently hidden my bottle of, there it is, gold on myself. Ha! I think I have an idea that I'd like to try. I really want a nice gold swipe like yesterday's. But as I was thinking about it, it'd be nice to have... Oh, please don't clog on me now, Tip. I have spews of paint all over my outdoor area from just frustrating, like... Ah, there we go. I say that now. But you never know. Well, I'm going to wind up just taking the top off that. That happens sometimes. I'm going to put a nice thick layer right there. And because I like this blue and I like the black together, I've seen other people do it and I like it. I think I'm going to add some more black there and hope for the best. You can cross your fingers for me if you want. There is no rhyme or reason to this. It's just what I like at the time. Sometimes I just wish I wouldn't do anything. Just save it. Alright. My rag is a little bit on the light side. It's not as wet as I usually make it, but I'm going to come over here. Let's see if I can move a little more into your vision. Hopefully we're back where we need to. Gosh, I want to pull that toward myself. Okay, I'm going to switch this over. And I know you can't see part of that. Okay. It's a work in progress. We'll figure it out. Here's my rag. I'm going to throw the hem right into the deepest part of that puddle. And then I'm going to move it backwards a little bit toward the edge. I know I'm probably in your way. And then I'm going to let it drop down over the edge so I cover the edge with that gold. Now, I'm going to slowly drag it back. Here I come. Going pretty deep. I've got 2.5, 3 inches of that rag covering. And because I'm not too nervous, I'm going to pick that up. I say that. I want to pick that up now. Because I want that rag to go over the edge. And it's just going to fall right down there. Here come our cells. I can see them popping already. See the paint on there? I'm going to come right over here. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I know there's paint on that rag. And I want that edge covered. And if I shift it a little bit later, that paint will help enable the paint on top to move over the edge also. Now, I don't want to get rid of that yet. I don't want to lose what's on there, but I am going to move this around again. I got enough paint on the bottom of this so I can feel it, which is another good reason to keep that wet rag handy. I don't have to go wash my hands off. I want, in spite of it being gold on this end, I want to use the color that I've got on there because I don't think it's going to hurt anything. It's just going to be different, especially since there's going to be a point in time where I tip that painting down toward that end. But paint is paint and it makes other paint move, and I'm going to go get rid of this. I drop it right on a piece of freezer paper. And if I get a skin out of it, that's great. Now, I'm thinking this could probably use a little help. Let's see what happens when we give her a little bit of tip. You can see those cells spreading a little bit. I'd like to make that gold go down. I don't know if you can see what I can see, but there's a sort of a slightly uncovered or less covered area at the bottom. And that is where my straw will come in handy, which is also showing you what I can see, which is the paint under the gold. This is probably going to change some. This is a little different than some I do, in that I'm letting, excuse me, the pattern become a little bent. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. Don't get too vehement, because you will remove enough paint so that you won't be able to make it the same pattern again. But alright, here's my secret weapon. I don't like butane torches anymore. They all clog up in me and I don't fill them. So now I'm going to give them, see what happens with a little bit of heat. This is going to continue to change for a little while. It's kind of pretty. And there's a bunch of colors under there that I may release. That's nice. That's the first time in a long time that's just turned off easily for me. I'm going to bring my gold over to my edge. Remember the first or second piece I did this way, I let this skewer run all the way up through. Just wiggling it. Because there's color under there, chances are as soon as you disturb it and release the surface, it's going to sell like the rest of it. We can hope so anyway. I don't think it matters too much. Yesterday I put pink in the end, which I really love, but I kind of like to see it without it. I have one with blue in the end, and I kind of like that. Now I've got paint on that skewer, and like I said, I hate to waste paint. I know it's gold paint, and I am not afraid of this painting. I will do what I want, because I can take a straw to it, and I can take a skewer to it, and I can try whatever I want. And if I don't like it in the end, I'm not going to show it to you. Yeah, I probably will. Not to worry. Alright, let's give it a little more tipping. Just to move the pattern along. That orange is pretty interesting. I haven't put any in that exact position. I like those, the white area. The white always makes nice cells. Boy, that beautiful pinky purple is calling me. I don't know. We're pretty close to being done with this. Somebody's going, don't mess with it. But you know what? It's my painting. I'll do what I want. I've checked the sides and the ends, and it seems pretty good with a few exceptions. I'm just going to take the paint that wound up on my fingers right now, and I'm going to take the paint that fell down underneath. I'm just going to tap that right into place, and it's going to metamorphosize into a coverage that I'm going to be happy about. So that's pretty cool, really. Let me turn that back the way you can see it. As I recall, I should probably tape off my marks. I'm going to go wash my hands for a second. You can stare at that while it changes. I haven't had too much bad luck with bubbles so far, but then I pretty much consistently do torch. So I'm going to do that one more time, because it's important to release the paint that might have bubbles in it, because there are times I shake those suckers up. Floetrol does tend to separate out and sit on the top of especially the metallics. But we didn't have any clog tips today, and we turned out with a pretty nice painting. And my torch is actually turning off instead of doing that weird thing it's been doing a lot lately. Mess with it, don't mess with it. Probably don't mess with it. I would be too. Anyway, so in spite of my nervousness, I think we've succeeded. I wanted to check out with the straw. See what's under there. Yeah, that's nice. release a few other odd colors, huh? Ooh, I like that down there. I know I said I was done. Don't listen to me. I lie. Got my purple anyway. You gotta pardon my headscarf. Probably looked like whatever. But I got a hair in my painting yesterday. And when I pulled it out, it left a line, and I wasn't overly pleased, I gotta tell you. Boy, those colors are just popping. I don't really want to eradicate anything that I'm in love with. And I'm kind of pretty infatuated with most of this right now. The other thing that I do is take this tool and see what I can uncover with it. Just insert it, give it a little bit of wiggle. We don't seem to be doing much. But that's the way I do that, when I do that. And then if I mess it up like I just did, I just tap it a little. Because anything you do to agitate the paint is going to release other colors. You know what? That's it. I hope I made a video. If I didn't press the record button, I'm just going to have to do it again. Alright, goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed that.